Whoa, hey, your talking pattern. What's wrong?
I can't make the year in review video. I can't do it.
Why not?
I don't have a funny bit.
A funny bit?
Yeah, a funny bit. A sketch or a skit that lasts like 3 to 5 minutes and it opens the video. Like, I could dress up as Mario maybe and sit in front of a fireplace and maybe call Santa Claus. Star Wars is popular right now. I could do something with a lifesaver. I don't know what to do.
I don't think any of that's necessary.
You don't think any of that's necessary? What do you think this is? This is YouTube! Of course I need a funny bit! How do you think other channels do it, huh? You think they are successful by getting right to the point and respecting your time? Are you suggesting that I should just cut to the chase and talk about what I thought about this year's video game? Fuck that! I would bleed viewers! I need a 3 to 5 minute sketch that shows the world I don't care about your free time. You're gonna watch me try to make you laugh for as long as it takes.
Alright, well, listen. In times like these, I just take a deep breath and ask myself, WWJD.
WWJD.
What would Joe do?
If you like it when video games seduce your free time away, then 2015 was very, very good to you. It took all my willpower to crack down and make this video because I've been sinking all my time lately into The Witcher 3. This game is everything I've ever wanted from an open world RPG. The best way to describe The Witcher 3 is to read the back of the box of games like Dragon Age and Skyrim. A living, breathing world, tons of unique quests, a fully realized fantasy setting. The Witcher 3 is that rare find where all of those lofty promises are actually true. CD Projekt Red put so much care into crafting a quality experience in this game. I'll admit I'm only 20 hours in, but so far I haven't run into a single one of those go here, kill the mobs, and get the thing quests that have been foregone conclusions in this genre for years. There's always more to it than that. The quests aren't radiant. Your missions aren't generated by a computer algorithm. They were all written and programmed by people, and each one has its own characters, stories, and scenarios to offer. There are lots of big RPGs on the block, but it's tragic how few of them are as substantial as The Witcher 3. Every session leaves me feeling full. I couldn't ask for more. Splatoon. Splatoon is stylish, fun, and original. I'm really glad Nintendo produced this game, and even gladder it's met with success. My brother bought it for his Wii U, and I played it for about a week, but I never decided to pick up my own copy. That might just be me. I'm not one to get into online multiplayer games on consoles, and in the week I played it, I think I had my fill, but that's nothing against the game. It's worth checking out. Fallout 4. Fallout 4 offered me one of my favorite gaming moments this year, returning Fallout 4. Now that's not because it was shit or anything, let's not be dramatic. It's just that I noticed that every NPC in the early game was invincible, and I gunned down a Deathclaw with a minigun wearing power armor I didn't have to work for within the first hour. Then immediately after that I was dumped into a straight Kill the Raiders quest. I was heading to the waypoint on my map, and then I realized I don't need to play this. Let's give Bethesda some credit, they're good at a lot of things. Marketing, advertising, merchandising, commerce, selling products, but their games just aren't all that great. I've heard Fallout 4 is competent. Woo! Bloodborne. Only time will tell how Bloodborne will stack up to the rest of Miyazaki's games, but in this Cumble Powder's mind, it stands above them all. A lot of that comes down to taste. The quicker combat is more my speed than Dark Souls and Demon Souls, and I've always had a soft spot in my heart for Lovecraft, but it can't just be me. The interconnected first area of this game, Central Yharnam, is the most impressive exercise in level design in any of these games by far. The rest of the game too stands out as exceptional even when compared to the best Dark and Demon Souls have to offer. The visual design is bloody and sloppy when it wants to be, but manages to be hauntingly beautiful when the moment strikes. And the music is just, it's great. It's my favorite in all these games. Bloodborne isn't perfect. I think the Estes system is clearly better than the Blood Vial system. Load times are a burden, and they were especially bad at launch. But there's something about Bloodborne that had me immediately diving into New Game Plus and beyond, faster than any other game in the series. I don't claim to be able to settle the debate over which of the Miyazaki-directed Souls games is the best, but it's heartening that Bloodborne is a third legitimate contender in that fight, especially after Dark Souls 2. In the remote possibility that one of you owns a PlayStation 4 and you don't have Bloodborne, what are you doing? Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Menace. I've already said everything I need to say about this game. I'm free, just go watch the huge video I made about its story. For the Cliff Notes version though, the game sets up more than it can deliver on, and it makes the experience more empty and disconnected as it goes on, especially in Chapter 2. And not to belabor the story issues, but it seems like no one was willing or able to say, hey Kojima, this idea is missing something. That and the fact that the game was rushed make Metal Gear Solid 5 to me one of the most disappointing games I've ever played. The gameplay was fantastic, it's some of the most fun I've ever had playing a game. The question you're forced to ask is, what happened? And I'm kinda interested in learning more about what actually happened during this game's development as the years go on and people start to talk. Mario Maker. A lot of Mario Maker levels are just dumb. There's lots of gimmick levels, lots of level 1-1 remakes, but once in a while you find a genuinely good Mario level, made by a regular schlub like you and me. That alone justifies Super Mario Maker. The 2D Mario games have so many fun mechanics between them, and it's awesome to finally have an intuitive level editor that lets you play with those mechanics yourself and share them. I'd bet that Super Mario Maker will keep me coming back well into 2016. We interrupt this broadcast for a special apology. The Brutalcom Network must apologize to our viewers for an error in last year's video. Last year, we went on the air and told you blatant untruths about Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS and Wii U. Smash for 3DS and Wii U feels like the platonic ideal of a Smash game. The network would like to retract this bald-faced lie, and we hope that we may one day regain your trust. Brew, back to you. Hotline Miami 2. The level design incorporates a lot of long hallways you can't see the end of, which leads to a lot of frustrating deaths from people who just shoot you from off screen. Some levels, especially the Hawaii ones, were a massive test of patience. But I think I like this one more than the first one. The music, in my mind, is better than Hotline Miami's. The thin story was actually kind of fun to follow and led to a handful of great moments, like the mission where you switch between all the fans. I'm not entirely sure what to make of the ending, but without spoiling anything, it sold me on the all of this is meaningless idea more definitively than the first game did. Just my 2 cents. Life is Strange. If you've ever been dying to see a middle-aged French robot's impression of American teenagers, then boy do I have the game for you. Life is Strange is bad all the way through, but at the beginning it was funny bad, something special, something you could chew on and share. As it went on though, it just became regular bad, just boring. Shame on Don't Nod for dropping the ball. I expected better from the studio who gave the world the gift of White Knight Warren and Hella Keck. Here's hoping they step up their game for the sequel. Crypt of the Necrodancer. I absolutely love the Rhythm Heaven games. Nothing feels better than pushing the right buttons to drive a rhythm forward. Crypt of the Necrodancer is a neat little game that scratches the same itch. It's a dungeon crawler that asks you to move, attack, and use items with the music. The monsters all hop around to the beat with their own unique rhythmic quirks, so you need to plot out their movements in your head to pick which beats you'll use to approach, strike, and retreat. It's as fun as it sounds, and it involves a part of your brain not enough games tickle. The Danny Baranowski written soundtrack the game comes packaged with is great, but Crypt of the Necrodancer's killer feature is that it lets you play along to any song you want. Pick any audio file on your computer, and the game will detect where the beats are and let you play the same game, but with your own soundtrack. I've tested it out with dozens of songs, and it's been really accurate. It's a little like audio surf. Select a song and the game will serve up a gameplay scenario to fit your music. If you're into rhythm games, give Crypt of the Necrodancer a try. Robot, roller, derby, disco, dodgeball. This verbal salad of a game is as fun as it is self-explanatory. It's a multiplayer dodgeball game where you play as a happy robot on wheels, skidding and sliding around colorful disco arenas to a funky electronic soundtrack. It's kind of like Tribes, in that a lot of the game comes down to managing your momentum, sliding, coasting, and jumping to gain an advantage. There's mutators to pick up that change your movement and modify your throws. You can use balls you pick up to block, bounce around angles to fake out your opponent. It's real neat. On the off chance that you have friends, Robot Roller Doggy Disco Pinball is worth checking out. Undertale. I really don't want to oversell this game, but it's hard, man. When I first played the demo, I thought it was funny. I thought it was neat how it played with video game tropes and made fun of tutorials. It had a neat little combat system, cute jokes, it was good. But I remember at the end thinking, there's no way you can make a whole game out of this. It'll wear thin. But I was wrong. Undertale is a fresh, honest game that's earned a place in my heart alongside Cave Story and Chrono Trigger. Again, I hesitate to hype this game up, because at this point, it seems that if you haven't played Undertale, the constant gushing over it might only serve to deter you from ever touching it. But that'd be a shame. I'll give you the 10-second pitch. Undertale is sincere, fun, funny, boasts one of the best soundtracks in recent memory, and goes places with its story that other video games never have. It's short, it's sweet, it's my favorite game of the year, and it deserves your time. And there you have it, 2015. We saw the release of Fallout 4, Bloodborne, The Witcher 3, and Metal Gear Solid 5 all in the same year. Think about that. Not only that, we saw a humble Mario level creator that was able to stand tall with those powerhouses. A one-man show Kickstarter project made in Game Maker came out of nowhere to sweep hearts and minds. Any way you look at it, this was a red letter year for video games, a truly outstanding showing. 2015 will be damn hard to top. But I'm pumped for 2016. The Last Guardian and Miyazaki's Dark Souls 3 have me watching the calendar already. The last 12 months weren't free of disappointments, but what year isn't? In the end, 2015 was a year where game after game reminded us of what our little hobby can be. Adios, Cumblebees, and here's to the new year.